Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's Prima Advanced User Forum. My name is Emma, and today we're going to be covering Giza 2020. We'll be focusing on the defaults required to import your Giza files, how to import them into Prima through the EDI, and then how to check for any errors and that your order is imported successfully. We'll then finish the forum looking at the other automated processes available to you for your Prima imported web orders, as well as orders from other third-party integrations. We will have Laura on the live chat, and then at the end of the forum, I'll open up the floor for any questions. Okay, let's get started. I'll just share my screen. Okay, so as I just mentioned, there's a number of defaults that need to be set up before you can start importing your furniture orders. First, you need to make sure that you have an unknown customer set up in your account. So this would have the name unknown Giza2020 customer with an unknown account code and an unknown contact and location. Now, by default, this should already be set up in your database. However, if for any reason it isn't, you can simply go to new record and then company, and then create the company with these details. So this unknown company is going to ensure that there's always a link to a company in Prima when you're importing your order. So if there's no company details or header information included on your Giza file, or it doesn't have an exact address match in Prima, it will automatically link to this unknown company. You can overwrite the order to the correct company name after you've imported the file, which I'll show you a little later on how to do. Okay. Secondly, you need to ensure that you have a default nominal set up for your Giza orders. So in order to do that, you're going to go to System Keys, and then External Order System Keys. And then you can see over here, we have the Custom Attribute Group for 2020 Giza imported products. Again, by default, it should already be set up to Giza 2020 for you. However, if you do wish to change it, you can simply double click into it and then select from the drop down here. So once you've got these in place, you're ready to start importing your order. So you need to make sure that the file that you're going to import is in the V4 XML format. And we need to go over now to our Prima V6 folder. So unlike most imports where you would use the imports folder, this time you're going to use the ad hoc XML folder. So you can see that there's two different types of file available for you to import from Giza. So you have the 2020 Giza file or a 2020 worksheet. Whichever file you have determines what folder you're going to paste the file into. So if it was a worksheet, you would simply double click into here and then paste your file into here. Or if it's a 2020 Giza file, simply double click and then paste it and then just paste your file in. Just bear with me a second, I'll just get that file. Sorry about this. I did have it copied and now it's just disappeared. And then we'll just go back into here and click paste. So this needs to be done on the PC that your EDC is running on. And then as soon as the file is picked up by the EDC, it will automatically disappear out of this folder. There you go, it's disappeared. So then we need to check that it's imported successfully into Prima. So in order to do that, you're going to go to SOP and then imported orders. And then if we hit search, you can see there's our order that we've just imported under that unknown customer. If for any reason you can't find the file in Prima, the order in Prima, it could be that there was something wrong with the file. So in order to check that, you're going to come back over to your Prima V6 folder. And then you can see down here, we have our external folder. and then bad. So if it wasn't picked up by the EDC and imported into Prima, it should be in here for you to check over. So it could be that there's some hidden characters or something wrong with one of the lines on the file that's caused that import to fail. You would simply make your amendments and then follow that import process as normal. Okay, so now we need to change this imported over to the correct company that you wish to place the order for. So in order to do that, you can simply take the unknown customer out of here and then start over typing it with the correct company that you wish to place the order for, and then hit search. If it wasn't already a company in Prima, you would have to add it first before you can overwrite it. And then select the company. So do you wish to change to this company record? You're going to say OK. It's going to ask, do you wish to recalculate your prices based on this new company? This time you're going to say no. So it's going to ignore any mailer prices or contract prices that are usually associated to this company. So there you go. So you can see it's now changed over to the correct company name. We have a source of selling price as 2020 furniture. Any line notes and buying notes that were included on the file have been pulled over into your sales order. If any of the items weren't already a product in Prima, it will automatically create them as templated items for you. We head to the header detail. You can see it's populated your order source as 2020 furniture. And it will make a vendor available against a line if the usual 3-letter vendor code matches the 3-letter vendor reference within a supplier. So it matches on, I'll just quickly show you here, on this vendor reference in here. And it will match even if you haven't purchased from that vendor before. So once you're happy with the order, you've made any amendments you need to make, you'd simply follow the normal order process, authorize, and then continue through to purchasing. That brings us to the end of our Giza 2020 orders. Next, we're going to have a look at orders from other third-party integrations, as well as the external order authorization options available to you for your Prima web orders. So if you're a customer who is using Punchout or other third-party integrations such as Amazon or Logiblock, your orders are automatically going to go into SOP and then orders for you. So it's going, unlike the Giza orders, it's going to ignore that imported orders process. So you'll be able to tell where the order has come from based on the order source. So you can see here we have Punchout, Amazon. If you had any Logiblock orders, they would show in here as well. If you haven't already got any of them third-party integrations set up and you'd like to, then feel free to give us a call and we can have a look at getting that arranged for you. Your Prima web orders, the status of your Prima web orders is determined slightly different. So it's determined by a setting within the company itself. So if we go to this company here and then go to the customer tab, see we have an option here for external orders. So there's 3 options available to us. We have do not authorize, which means when a contact for this company places an order, the orders will follow the same process as your Giza orders and go into SOP imported orders. We have autocomplete and create outstanding sales orders, which means the order will go into SOP and then orders, but leave the order open for you to make any changes. Or we have autocomplete and authorized sales order, which means your order will go straight into SOP orders. The order will be automatically authorized and any lines will go into requested or allocated status. Whichever setting you choose is going to be this company's default going forward for its web orders. However, you can also set individual settings per location. If we just jump into a location a second. So you can see here we have the option again for external orders. So this setting at this location at the moment, currently has the company default setting of auto-complete and authorized sales orders. Now, you may want to have this location set to do not authorize. So each time a contact places an order on the web for this location, the orders will go into SOP imported orders for you to check over. If you don't choose any of the settings within a company, Prima will automatically use the system key that is set up for your external orders. This will be the same for any new companies that you create within your database. If you want to find out what your system key is, you'd simply go to System Keys and then Company Location Defaults, and then Default External Orders on Company Creation. At the moment, it's set to autocomplete and I think autocomplete and create outstanding sales. So for any of the automatic authorization to take place, there is a system key that needs to be turned on. So that again is in external order system keys. And you can see here we have automatically authorize external orders where possible. This needs to be set to Y. There may be certain circumstances where you may wish for the auto authorization to not take place, so for it to ignore the settings that you have within the company. So that could be, for instance, if a customer adds a line note or any order notes. And in order to do that, you need to set these system keys to Y also. There's a couple of instances where the auto authorization process will be ignored based on the settings as well. That could be, for instance, if the customer adds a new address. So the order will come into Prima as SOP imported orders, and it will tell you to check the address details. If the customer uses an address that has no van route associated to it, again, the order will go into SOP imported orders for you to check. And the same for if the customer has ordered an item that's not currently a product in Prima. So that will go into imported orders for you to be able to make the product. So to finish, we'll just quickly take a look at what your imported orders look like. So if we just come over here, because there's a couple of options available to you within an imported order. Take that filter out. This one. Okay, so in our imported order, we have three options available to us. We have process order. So this is like the similar to auto-complete and authorize. So if you process the order, it's going to put the order into SOP orders for you with the lines going straight into requested or allocated status. You have create outstanding sale, where it'll put the order in SOP orders and leave it open for you to make any changes. So to update quantities, remove any lines, change any pricing. Or finally, if you don't want to progress with the order any further, you can simply cancel the order. Okay, so that brings us to the end of today's forum. I'll now open the floor for any questions, and thank you everyone for listening.